All right, y'all, I have a little update. This early on, and I've already had to make a repair on my Part 4 glove. Just like the Ruby's glove 15 years ago. I had it on and was just messing around with it. You know, what people do when they put a Freddy glove on. Make funny noises with it and clank it around and slap it around like that. And then, pow, the finger fell off. Rivet popped out. And I was like, oh man, not this one too. Oh well, it'll be a good chance to test and see if my copper rivets are really gonna do the job that I want them to do. So I went through and I popped all the rivets out and put all new copper rivets in here holding the fingers on. Now, there are some pros and cons to the copper Tenners rivets. Number one, the reason why I prefer these rivets is because these fingers ain't going no fucking where. You're not just gonna pull that fucking rivet apart. You're not just gonna do this so many times that it gets loose and pops off. Oh, they ain't going no fucking where. Here's the downside to it though. Hang on, get this thing off. The downside is that I'm gonna have to try really hard to smooth out the surface there. It's got a little bit of a rough edge there, and it can be just a little bit uncomfortable up against your knuckles. See, I don't know if that's the reason why nobody builds Freddy gloves with these kind of rivets. I don't know. But see, well, not most of them, but all of them, they use these leather rivets right here. And so they're much smaller, they're more discreet, be more comfortable up against your knuckles. But leather rivets are really, really easy to break. Really easy. I mean, if one of these rivets here for the finger was to break, then I would use one of these leather rivets, because that's what these are right here. But the movement in the fingers here doesn't threaten the integrity of these rivets on the side. But snapping your fingers open like that definitely threatens the integrity of these rivets right here. So the way these work is there's this little post right here like this, and you take one of these little copper washers and you set it on the post like so. Oops, I dropped it. You set it on the post like that right there, and then you put a little rivet setter on it, pound the washer down onto this, and then you clip the excess post off and flatten the rest of it with a hammer so that the copper post spreads out so that the washer can't come off. It ain't going no motherfucking where. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I mean, it doesn't look like what your average Freddy glove looks like. But I mean, to me, this isn't even an exact replica anyways. The Hero glove in Part 4 is not solid black like this. The Hero glove is black with most of the paint chipped and scraped off. You can tell it was painted black, and there's just remnants of the black paint where it looks like it's been chipped off, scraped off, and the rest of it is just like brass and copper with black chips of paint on it. If they're trying to do a replica, why didn't they try to mirror that? It wasn't solid black like this, you know? So, oh well. Like I said, I have a funny relationship with the Part 4 glove. If you just look at the gloves for what they are and nothing more, this one would be the coolest looking one. But, I mean, again, to me, Freddy's glove is the one that he built in the opening scene of Part 1. I do have a Part 1 replica coming in. We're going to talk more about that here probably next week. And that'll be my last glove to the collection until my custom built one comes in. Because the one that's the replica, the mass-produced prop replica of the Part 1 is replicated to look as seen today. And, well, then that would make it not Part 1, right? Because they used the same glove in Part 1 and in Part 2. And throughout Part 2, it got damaged a lot and had to undergo a lot of repairs. And in the replica, they've mirrored some of that, where there's a broken blade that was welded on, the glove is ripped and had to be held together with a safety pin. So if it's as seen today, that's not a Part 1 glove. That's a Part 2 glove, right? Because, yeah, it was the same glove used in Part 1, but it sustained most of that damage in the making of Part 2. That's what pisses me off about it. So, whatever. Yeah, that'll be the last one, and probably my very last Freddy's glove review for a long time, until my my custom glove comes in. So with that, I really honestly have no idea how long it's going to take. He told me that it should be by Halloween, but everybody I've spoken to who's gotten a glove from him says that it's not uncommon at all for you to have to wait a year for you to get your fucking glove. So, whatever. The order's been made. It is what it is. But yeah, I'll see y'all here in a few days with the last Freddy glove review I'm going to do for a while. So, all right, y'all. I'm out. Stay blessed.